God bless you guys. I have a word to share with you today, a word that in my time with the Father, He released to me for the months of May and June and what's coming in those months. I'm going to be sharing that word shortly. I wanted to give a couple of ministry announcements before I start and release that word. First, I just want to thank those of you who have sowed into this ministry. I just want to bless you and thank you and just honor you by praying that the Lord multiply that gift back to you in your life to overflowing. And thank you for your encouragement and your prayers over this ministry. It means so much to me and to my family. And we just had our first dream class through the website this past Monday, and it was a great blessing, a great time. And I got some feedback that they received really some valuable strategies of interpretation through the class, and are some tools that they can take and use in their own times of interpretation. The next class that we're going to be doing is May 22nd. It's a Monday night again. So if you want to take the class, make sure you check out the website, dreamingwiththeking.com. I'll put that link in the description and sign up for the class. We're going to be covering some valuable dream concepts. This class, we're going to be going through the different rooms and parts of a home and how each of those parts and rooms in a home have significant value. We're also going to be covering some dreams, going through the interpretation of dreams as a class, and then there'll be time for you guys to bring dreams of your own for interpretation. So it's a really valuable time. I pray that if that's something that interests you, you would sign up. And lastly, I also want to thank those of you who have signed up for individual interpretation appointments. That's been a great blessing. I'm not just to those who signed up for the appointment, but to me as well, to be able to partner with you in bringing forth clarity and wisdom in your personal dreams. The last announcement is that I am going to be posting my prophetic words that I received from the Lord, as well as some prophetic devotional writings on a new page on the website that'll be entitled Prophetic Writings, and that way you can go to the website and read the recent words and devotionals that the Lord has given me. So I just want to give those announcements, and now I'm going to move into the word for the months of May and June. And what I saw at first when I came before the Lord for what is coming in these months, I saw a book in heaven opening. And I heard the Lord say, the books are now opening. And as I pressed in, this is the word that I heard the Lord say. He said, I am opening the books of remembrance. I am unsealing what's been hidden in the dark places. It shall be uncovered now for all to see. Let it be. It shall take place. Let it be. Don't fight or resist the exposure. They've been given time, you see, and yet there has been no repentance, no uncovering of themselves. For those I say, woe to you, beware. The uncovering I will do will be much more bare and hard to bear, because it is I who does it. Beware. Trust me, faithful hearts, you've remained true. You know who you are. This uncovering is for you too. It is for your good, your delight, your expansion. Containment is not my design for you. Once the uncovering of evil is done and the books are laid bare, your containment by their lies and untruths will come to a slamming, shocking end. And that was the end of the word that I heard from the Lord. So some of the things that stood out to me, he's opening the books of remembrance. He's opening up things that are on record in heaven that have been hidden in the earth and have been done, things that have been done in secret, both good and bad. And he said that because he's given those who have been operating in wickedness, in evil, in deceit, in betrayal behind the scenes, He's given them time to come forward and uncover themselves. But because they have, for those who haven't uncovered themselves and have tried to remain covered, the uncovering that the Lord will do will be much more painful and hard to bear for them because they didn't take that opportunity. So these next couple of months, there's going to be increased exposure of wickedness. And he highlighted the types of wickedness that he highlighted, although I know that there will be more political uncovering. For those who have closed their minds and eyes to the exposure, that the huge amounts of exposure that has already come forth, I believe even more exposure wouldn't change their minds, but more exposure in the political world is going to come forth in these months. But he highlighted to me personal relationships, wickedness that has been done, and betrayal and evil that has been done in hiddenness in personal relationships, in your personal lives, and that this is a huge part of the exposure that's coming forward. He highlighted adultery, he highlighted betrayal and abuse in marriages, abuse of trust, abuse of control, and things that have been done hidden that have harmed and betrayed within marriage. That is going to be exposed. That's something that he really highlighted to me. He also highlighted businesses and companies where wickedness and deceit and betrayal have happened in business, that these things are going to be exposed in the months of May and June at a high level. And he also reminded me that the books, he did a play on words, the book, the Facebook. So things on social media like Facebook, things on social media, on email, and he even highlighted the phone book, like phone logs and text messages. These things that have been hidden, that many have thought they've gotten away with it, is actually going to be uncovered in this opening of the books. So it especially includes social media, emails, telephone logs, and computer things that have been stored or tried to be erased on these things are going to supernaturally, by the hand of God and the righteous judgment of God against sin, are going to come forth and be exposed. So things that maybe people thought they got away with or covered up are going to come forth. So it's not an easy or a light word, but I know that I need to share it. But there also is the blessing for those who have been faithful. Many who have been faithful and true have experienced great injustice because of their commitment to the truth. They've actually been they've kind of been, the word he used was contained or treated unjustly because of these hidden sins. Like the sins of others has created an injustice and a bullying or an attack and a harassment of the enemy on the righteous because these wicked deeds have not been exposed. But when they get exposed, there's going to be a freedom and a loosing of the righteous to walk in abundance and to walk in the freedom and the delight and the expansion that God designed for you. If you're one of those righteous ones who has been unjustly treated, whether it's in a personal relationship or in a business scenario, as well as the political realm, those uncoverings of evil as the books come open, those are going to create great chaos and judgment on those who have done the evil. But for those righteous ones, the faithful ones, that doesn't mean that you're perfect. It means that you have stayed committed and faithful to the truth of God. And because of that, you've been treated unjustly in this time. You're going to come into a place of expansion, freedom, and the Lord will, he will vindicate you. He will bring recompense to you, and that recompense will begin to open up like a flower that opens up in the spring. It's going to open up, and as the books open up to expose what's been done in secret, your righteous deeds will be seen as well, and the injustice done to you will be seen as well, and that will come forth, and much of it will come forth publicly, and even if it doesn't come forth publicly, there will be a freeing up and an expanding for you because that judgment on the wickedness has come. So this is the word that the Lord gave me for the months of May and June. I pray you would take it to him, test it by the Spirit, and ask the Lord to if the Lord confirms this word over your life for these coming months, take it to him and take those specific areas of injustice, or if there's areas of betrayal or hurt, that the Lord would have his way, but that he would have mercy on the souls of those that the judgment is coming to. We always want to pray for the mercy on the souls, the eternal salvation of those who are going to be exposed, but we do pray for the exposure, and we trust that the Lord knows exactly how to do that. And if you have somebody that you know is about to be exposed because you know of some hidden sin that they have not uncovered, you can pray for them that they would be exposed, but that this exposing would draw them to run home to the Father and to find eternal salvation, even though they're going to go through a great crushing season. So I pray this blesses you, and be encouraged.